Commitment to the Individual Learner, an AECT Code of Ethics scenario. The Association for Educational Communication and Technology Code of Professional Ethics created principles that are intended to assist members of the educational technology profession in maintaining a high level of professional conduct. The purpose of this artifact is to create a fictitious scenario to explain the importance of ethical standards. In this scenario, we'll be working with Mr. Bailey, the school principal, Ms. Wilson and Mrs. Foster, elementary teachers, and Lisa and Becky. At the staff and service day at the beginning of the school year, the principal, Mr. Bailey, reviewed the AECT Code of Ethics with all of the teachers in the school. He believed it's a good refresher for both the teachers and the students at the beginning of every year to help eliminate any potential problems. During lunch, Ms. Wilson and Mrs. Foster discussed the Code of Ethics and how best to use it with their students. Ms. Wilson mentioned that she had trouble with some of the students not following the rules last year and hoped that this year would be better. Becky and Lisa were in the same grade at school and were best friends. However, a couple of months after school started, while walking back to her desk, Becky noticed that Lisa was typing a message to another friend about her. The message said, "Becky cheated on her homework last night and she's been copying my answers on tests." Lisa was making fun of Becky and making up stories that were not true. Once Becky got back to her desk, she could see that the other person was telling several friends to not let her play with them during lunch. When Becky saw her friend sending another message later that afternoon, she decided to say something to the teacher. Mrs. Foster was sad to hear that the other students were bullying Becky. Ms. Foster decided to check with Mr. Bailey, the principal, to see what she could do about this. She did not want to take the computers away from the students, but she could not let this bullying continue in her class. Mr. Bailey reminded her of the training in the AECT Code of Ethics from the beginning of the school year. It said in Section 1, Part 6, you should not stalk, bully, injure, harass, defame, or retaliate against another person through any media. He recommended that Mrs. Foster speak with the students that afternoon. Mrs. Foster took time to review. After an opening discussion letting the students talk about the proper use of a computer, she said she could think of a few things that a computer should not be used for. Could any of the students think of something that they should not do on a computer? The students shared several ideas, and Ms. Foster helped them remember ones from the AECT code. Before the end of class, Mrs. Foster reminded all the students that we need to work together on the proper use of technology, and if you notice somebody doing something wrong, you should say something. At the end of the day, Lisa felt bad for what she said about Becky. She talked to Becky before leaving school to see if she would forgive her. They were both happy to be friends again. For more information on professional ethics from the AECT, please check out this website. Thank you.